Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to the big news. The topic for today's discussion, Kamikaze drones. Before we understand what this topic is in greater detail, we have a quick gentle reminder. BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS has already launched its official Telegram channel. If you have not yet joined, please do join so that you get all the current affairs related updates. Let's get started and try and understand what is this topic all about. Russia is currently using Iranian drones to attack Ukraine. Russia has made use of these drones to hit multiple targets using the Iranian-supplied drones called as Shahed-136, also known as the Kamikaze drones. Allegations were made against Iran. Iran has now responded saying that it had sent these drones to Russia before the war began. In this backdrop, we have to understand what are the Shahed-136, also known as the Kamikaze drones. When we speak about Kamikaze drones, Shahed-136 is a loitering mission, also known as suicide drone or the Kamikaze drone. What is this Kamikaze drone? The name comes from the World War II era's feared Japanese kamikaze pilots who conducted suicide attacks by intentionally crashing their explosive filled aircraft into the enemy targets. What exactly happens? These are nothing but the drones, the unmanned air vehicles. The drones are filled and packed with the explosion, so they keep hovering near the target. The minute they hit the target, they also explode as well, which is why it is called as a suicide drone. That is because explosives are filled in this particular drone. They hit the target. The minute they hit the target, they explode and ultimately they destroy the target as well as themselves. What are the features of Shahed 136 drone? There is a maximum range of about 2500 km. Maximum speed is about 185 kilometers per hour. Wingspan is about 8.2 feet or 2.5 meter, and it has a warhead weight of about 30 to 50 kg. So what are we speaking about? We are speaking about Shahed 136 drones. What are these? These are nothing but the kamikaze drones. So basically they hit the target, they destroy the target as well as destroy themselves as well. So this happens to be a small unmanned aircraft packed with explosives that can be flown directly at a tank or a group of troops that are destroyed when it hits the target and explodes. Why are we discussing about it? That is because Russia is currently making use of these drones. It's believed Russia has been using the Iranian-made Shahed 136 drone in the Ukraine conflict since mid-September. What does Russia call it? Russia calls it as Uranium-2 by Russia. Russia was first reported to have used Shahed 136 drone on 13th of September, attacking targets near Kupiansk, which happens to be a city in the Kharkiv region in the east of the country. Debris from the drones were also found in wreckage in Odessa and Mykolaiv, and in October, Shahed 136 drones landed on civilian areas in the city of Bila Tserkva, south of Kiev. So what we have is Russia employing these drones that have been imported from Iran against Ukraine. So Ukraine did go through this particular drone and ultimately came to a conclusion that yes, Russia has been using Shahed drones to attack their territories. Ukrainians have nicknamed this particular drone as mopeds for the loud whirring noise their engines make as they fly overboard. How does this work? This basically happens to an unmanned air vehicle. So there is a target that is set. So this particular drone flies at a very high velocity. So the minute there is a target, it hits that particular target and ultimately it explodes. So they carry a lot of explosives. They detonate on impact, destroying the drone in the process. So basically it has explosives in its warhead on its nose and is designed to loiter over that particular target until it is instructed to attack. What has been the impact of its usage? The drones are hitting energy infrastructure, they're even killing people as well, and ultimately it is that particular country wherever this drone flies would be impacted immediately. As of now, in the present condition, it is Ukraine. So Russia has employed these drones against the energy infrastructure of Ukraine, and many people have been killed as well. How is Ukraine trying to combat them? Currently, Ukrainian armed forces have used anti-air missiles and electronic jamming devices to try and put down these drones. At the start of October, Ukraine's armed forces said they had been intercepting 60% of all incoming Shahed-136 drones. However, it is hard to shoot all of them. Why? This is where we have a concept called as drone swarms. What exactly happens in drone swarms? It is not just one single UAV or a drone which is sent, but multiple UAVs are sent together. So even if you have a defense system that is present, it is able to intercept one. You would have people who would be able to gun down one of the drones, but you have massive number of drones that come towards a particular target, and as a result the defense system is not able to stop it. So they fly low, they are sent in waves, and as a result these swarms of drones are much harder to intercept and counter by the air defense system. It is in this particular backdrop Ukraine has also sought the assistance of Israel. So Israel is known for its air defense system. So Ukraine is in talks with Israel so that they can come up with a defense system for these drone swarms as well. What are the advantages of these drones? Why is Russia preferring these drones called as the Shahed-136? That is because they can be fired from a mobile truck mounted launcher, making it difficult to detect and neutralize the launch. In a war of attrition, what we require is the cheaper weapons as well, and since this particular drone happens to be a cheaper weapon, that is why they have chosen this drone. And whenever we speak about such drones, they are not easily detectable by the radar because they are very small in size, they have a low altitude as well, and because they flow at excessive speed, they are very difficult to detect by the radars, which is why we have Russia which have made use of such drones. So what are the advantages? One, it is cheaper, costing at about $20,000. By comparison, cruise missiles cost about 1 million each. Since it is far more cheaper, they are making use of it. It has a top speed of about 185 km per hour. This basically means it is hard for the radar to detect as well, and since the cost, speed, and it is difficult for the radar to identify it, they have been employing it. What are the other drones that we have? Ukraine's main military drone is the Turkish made Bayraktar TB2. It is about the size of a small plane, has cameras on board, and can be armed with laser guided bombs. We did discuss about one of the drones. What are the other drones that we have? United States of America has also promised Ukraine that they will be providing switchblade drones. The US Kamikaze drones are called as the switchblade drones. They are much cheaper than most of the other drones made in the country and come in two sizes. Which are these? One is what is called as Switchblade 300. These are the suicide drone, weighs about 5 pounds, can fly for up to 15 minutes at a time, and is designed to be carried in a backpack. Then we have Switchblade 600. By comparison, weighs about 50 pounds, can fly up to 40 minutes, and is known as loitering missile that can hover around an area for some time and target the armed vehicles. Russia also uses smaller, more basic Orlan 10, which have cameras and can carry small bombs as well. So what we have is that United States of America also has its own share of kamikaze drones, and they are planning to export it to Ukraine. Multiple other countries like Russia, China, Israel, Iran, Turkey have all their own versions of kamikaze drones. As a result of Russia using these drones against Ukraine, Ukraine basically believes it is Iran which has sent these drones to Russia. It has downgraded the diplomatic ties with Iran as well. Now that we know the importance of these kamikaze drones, India is also planning to buy these drones in a bid to improve aerial targeting defense system. We do not know where exactly is India planning to procure these kamikaze drones, but India is planning to use it along the border areas in the eastern Ladakh. They will be increasing the combat capability along the borders of China by placing a variety of rockets, artillery weapons along the Chinese border. The Indian Army has already increased its firepower, but going forward, Indian Army is also planning to procure these kamikaze drones so that we are also able to improvise along the border area. It is this that we have to understand with respect to this topic. So, this is it for today. Thank you for watching. All the best.